Hello, my name is Sin Bagley. Today I'm reading something just a little different. I'm reading a reflection about having a vasculitis disease. I wrote this in 2006. Now I suppose I should say my name is Sin Bagley. But I wrote this in 2006 so that I could put into words how I was feeling after dealing with some serious disease and medication. I was on chemotherapy and immunosuppressants, including heavy dosages of prednisone to keep my immune system to stamp down my immune system so that I wouldn't die, actually. And at the time I lost a lot of functions, as in brain, thinking, emotions, and also my kidneys had a lot of problems. So anyway, I wrote this in 2006, and this was about when I was first diagnosed with Wegener's granulomatosis, which is now called granulomatosis with polyangiitis, and it is a subclass of vasculitis disease. It's called Don't Cry for Me. It was only a few years ago that I could read a page once and remember the contents. I knew where my keys were without resorting to memory aids, and I could remember my own name and names of my spouse, pets, and other significant family members. Today I've learned my limitations, but I sigh for those blissful days of high intelligence. I know that I should be grateful after all. My doctor saved me from death by recognizing that I had a rare disease and treating it. But why did I have to have a disease that only responded to prednisone and cyclophosphamide? Why did I have a disease and treatment plan that messed with my mind? Can I tell you a personal secret? I've always been proud of my IQ. Yes, I had the satisfaction of knowing my brain was one of those good models with a good memory attached. When I was in the elementary school, my parents refused to tell me my IQ because they were afraid that I would become big-headed. Now, my brain is mush. 3 weeks after coming home from my 5-week stint in the hospital, I turned over in bed and saw the stranger next to me and started screaming. It took me about 5 minutes to realize that the strange man was my husband. It was what is commonly known as chemo head or pred head, just another side effect of the treatment. About 6 months later, my husband had to direct me to take my pills, wash my hands, or use the bathroom. Countless times in the middle of Walmart, I would jump up and down saying, "Where's the bathroom? I need to go to the bathroom." Sometimes I wouldn't make it to the bathroom. I'd be embarrassed as my husband ushered me quickly out of the store. Or sometimes I would think that I had overdosed on my pills. At the ER, the blood work showed that not only I had not overdosed, but I had not taken the pill that day. My husband had to explain to the ER doctor that no, I was not crazy, and yes, I had to be on prednisone for my disease. It was not until the prednisone and cyclophosphamide, which by the way is another word for Cytoxan, dosages were lowered and some of my brain function came back. Even now that I have changed medications to Imuran and am on a lower dosage of prednisone, I still lose my keys. On average, I spend 30 minutes frantically tearing my apartment apart looking for missing items. Maybe you can relate. Some days when I'm so frustrated with my degraded abilities, I remember those first weeks in the hospital. I was in Germany. My doctors were trying to find the cause of my kidney failure. I was plugged into a machine for plasmapheresis. I was cold and miserable. I burst into tears. Right then, the head nephrologist walked into the room. He was a thin, white-haired German, dressed in a white coat. He did not stop. He did not turn away. He was not embarrassed by my tears. He took my hand and in a deep baritone sang, Don't cry for me, Argentina. I was astonished. My tears stopped. He kissed my cheek and said, "We will find it." And he did. This doctor diagnosed me with vasculitis. So whenever I feel desperate, I remember my dignified doctor, head of an entire nephrology training department, bursting into song. I remember that I have a team who cares about my health, about my healing, and I smile. And this essay was written, like I said, in 2006. I published it in the Shadow of Death, Reflections of a Chronic Illness. And you can find it on Amazon by Sin Bagley, which is me. And I hope this little essay gives you hope that you can survive any obstacle that's set in your path, whether it is a work, family, or health obstacle. Take care and have a good day.